All right, guys, so today we're going to do a demonstration over our Brassing a Penny lab. So basically what we're going to do is we are going to take our copper penny. It is from the year 2018, which means that it should be good to go for this experiment. The reason we require a penny that was made more recently, preferably after 1982, is because copper pennies that were made before this year were made solely of copper, versus pennies that were made after 1982 that are actually mostly zinc and only plated in copper. Plated meaning that there's just a thin layer of copper surrounding the zinc coin. So what we're gonna do, make sure first we got our eye goggles on, gotta practice safety. We've got our penny, we're gonna place it in our spoon. It's got these holes punched out in the bottom for draining purposes. And we are gonna take our copper penny, and we have a wire setup over here. This is a copper wire hooked up with alligator claws. It's an alligator clamp with a battery hooked up to a metal plate and a bowl with sodium hydroxide. And if you guys look closely, you can see this gray dirt almost looking material at the bottom. That is actually zinc powder. So what we're going to do is we are going to touch our copper wire to our copper and zinc penny and lower it down into the mixture. Now, while doing this, we have to make sure that it does not touch the zinc powder at the bottom, and we hold it here and watch what happens. So you guys probably don't have the best view of it, but basically what's going on is that the penny itself is starting to fizz. It looks like there's little bubbles coming off of the penny. We're gonna hold it just for a few more seconds, just to make sure it's nice and coated. And let's check. Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna move over here so you guys can get a better look. Ooh, right over the hot plate. So if you guys can see, our penny has actually turned into almost a silver color. Now, we gotta ask, how did that happen? Did that happen because we stripped the copper off, or was it magic? What's going on? So basically, the zinc that's in the bottom of our bowl was attracted to the copper penny because as we applied electricity to it, it became a magnet. It magnetized and attracted the zinc. And so essentially what it did was create a thin layer of zinc on the outside of the penny. So we basically turned a copper penny into one that looks a little more silver. So that is cool and all, very nice, but we're not done. We can do more. So I'm gonna move this out of the way. I'm gonna place it down. Keep in mind, during this time, you wanna touch the penny as little as possible because our hands actually produce oil. And when we have oil all over our penny, it can compromise the mixture. It could compromise the whole experiment. So I'm gonna actually take you guys down so you can get a better view of what's gonna happen next. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our popsicle stick, touch the penny as little as possible, and we're gonna transfer it over to a hot plate. So let's think about this really quick. If we have a copper plated penny and we added a layer of zinc to it, they're both metals, right? So if we melt these two together, if we place them on really high heat, they're going to melt and form what's called an alloy. Remember, an alloy is a mixture of two or more metals. So let's plop it down and see what happens. Give it a few seconds. You can already start to see a color change. It's going from silver to this lightish yellow color. Very pretty. So we're gonna go ahead and take our stick and get ready. Oh, there it goes. We're gonna let it cool off in the water a little bit. Okay, now we can fish it out, dry it off, and see what our results are. So, as you guys can see, now instead of silver, our penny actually looks a little golden. So basically we melted copper and zinc together, created an alloy, and you might think, oh, that looks like gold. Gold is a pure element, so it cannot be a mixture of two other metals. So mixing copper and zinc together actually creates brass. And that's what we have forged here today. Now keep in mind, whenever you are making an alloy, it is a mixture of two metals, which means that it is done through physical change. This is not a chemical change. Hope you guys enjoyed this little look into our brassing a penny lab. And if you have any questions, please don't be afraid to leave a comment. We'll get back to you ASAP. Thanks and have a great day.